Hello, good evening everyone. Welcome to Mateka M256 episode. We thank God so much for this evening. My name is Alinda Hosea. I'm a law student at Bishop Stuart University. I'm with my colleagues. They are going to introduce themselves.
My brother Alinda Hosea. I'm David Asasra. I'm a student at Bishop Stuart University Faculty of Law, and I'm currently the President Rule of Law Club. And among the activities we do activities like community sensitization in whatever means possible, in as far as ensuring that the principles of rule of law are inculcated in the communities and the people outside there. So I thank you for giving me this chance. Hope to get nice time interacting with you on the principles of the rule of law, how it has been applied, and whether it is a reality or whether it is a myth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Linda Hosea. I'm a campus Livia, a student of Bishop Stuart University, a law student, and I'm humbled to be here to discuss with you about the principles of rule of law.
The topic is about the rule of law. As we students from Bishop Stuart University Faculty of Law, we try to take you on something about the rule of law. We have a signpost here which shows the rule of law, Bishop Stuart University. Good enough, we are with our president. Councillor David is going to tell us about our values. Councillor David, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Here at Bishop Stuart University Rule of Law Club, we are guided by 4 principles, that is trustworthiness, neutrality, transparency, and accountability. In whatever activities we do here as a club, we are guided in ensuring that these principles are inculcated in the students and in the leadership of the club for better service delivery in this institution. We do not only serve Bishop Stuart University Law Faculty, we also serve the main campus and the communities that surround Bishop Stuart University.
Thank you so much, Council. So, Council Sylvia, David has explained about our values, the values of rule of law. How do you understand if someone talks about rule of law? What comes in your mind?
According to the law, we understand that rule of law is all about it's like the birth of law, the birth root of each and everything. Since according to the law, they tell us we are supposed to follow the law through three categories. That is the executive, the judiciary, as well as the legislature. And it so happens that these people in Uganda, we have currently realized that it's unfortunately we are not following the rule of law the way it is supposed to be, because you realize that the government itself, let's say the executive, is taking over the judiciary at the same time the legislature. Yet this is not the case. We have to stand up again and we stand on the birth. We defend the real principles and the real birth of the rule of law.
Thank you so much, Councillor Sylvia. Thank you so much. You have told us about the 3 arms of the government: the executive, judiciary, and the legislature. So, as the rule of law, as we have already talked about something on the rule of law, we have said that we are law students at Bishop Stuart University. We use the Constitution of Uganda, which was amended in 1995. And the rule of law, it is enshrined. It is enshrined in Article. That's David.
Basically, the rule of law is enshrined in Article 2, Clause 2, because among the principles that govern the rule of law, according to Professor Dice, who wrote about the rule of law in the year 1885, he added that for any government, for any state, for any country to say that we have the rule of law, There are many principles that govern the rule of law, but number one is the supremacy of the law. Number two is equality before the law. Number three is independence of the judiciary. And under the supremacy of the law, this is enshrined in our constitution under Article 2 Clause 2. Article 2 Clause 2 provides that if any other law or custom is inconsistent with the constitution, the provisions of the constitution, which is the grand norm, shall be rendered and declared null and void. We see under Article 128 the independence of the judiciary, that the judiciary, while hearing both civil and criminal matters, shall be independent and shall not be subject to the control of any person or body. This means that when they are adjudicating conflicts, nobody should try to interfere. And then the issue or the point under Professor Dice's explanation about the rule of law, under equality before the law, this is provided for under Article 21, which provides for freedom from discrimination, that all persons shall be free from discrimination, that they shall be treated equally, and there shall be equality before the law, whether rich or poor, whether young or old, whether you are a gentleman, whether you are a lady, all those people should be equal before the law. The laws should be uniform in application. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much, Councillor David. Yeah, you have given us some light about the rule of law, and you have mentioned about Professor Dicey. There is a book which he wrote, which is called
The Law and the Constitution.
The Law and the Constitution. It was founded in 1885. We are talking about that because so as we have some people who are doing Bachelor of Laws, Diploma in Laws in the Uganda law schools. We have some law schools in Uganda. Some people they are there. They are also viewing our YouTube channel. We also want them to benefit from these articles we have shared. And Councillor David will really appreciate something. You have given us the authority in Article 2, Clause 2 of the Constitution. We have seen equality under Article 21 of the 1995 Constitution, and you have also provided the independence of judiciary under Article 128 of the 1995 Constitution. Yes, you have heard about that notion, absolute supremacy of the Constitution as it is derived under Article 2, Clause 2 of the Constitution. How can you tell us, which authority will you give to those people who are viewing us? We have some people from Makerere University Law School. We have people from Uganda Christian University Law School. We have people from Nkomba University Law School. There are many universities that are doing law. So, how are they going to benefit? Can you give us a case in point?
In the case of Salvatore Abuki and another versus Attorney General, this was a constitutional petition seeking to amend, to repeal the provisions of the Witchcraft Act, which were declared unconstitutional. The Witchcraft Act had provisions which, it had a lot of provisions, but most importantly was the provision which provided for banishment from your home for 10 years after serving a prison sentence of 22 months by any person who is found guilty and liable of committing witchcraft. This was seen to be unconstitutional since it contravened the provisions of the Constitution, which provides, for example, under Article 26, protection from deprivation of property, freedom from equality, freedom from torture and degrading treatment, which is an inalienable right per Article 44. There is a right to family. This guy had been deprived of his family, Salvatore Abuki and Richard Obuga, after they had committed witchcraft. So they had to petition the Constitutional Court, and among the best judgments is the judgment of Justice Okero, who asserted that if the purpose of the statute infringes some right that is granted by the Constitution, then that constitution, that statute shall be rendered null and void due to its inconsistency with the provisions of the constitution, which is the grand law. Thank you very much.
You are welcome. Thank you so much, Council. Thank you so much, Council David. So I'd like to ask a question, Council Sylvia. You have heard David has elaborated more about the rule of law, and he has given us a case of Salvatore Aboki versus Attorney General, where Justice Ekero held that if the purpose of the statute infringes a right granted the Constitution, that impugnated statute shall be declared null and void. Council Sylvia. Okay, so the question is, how has the rule of law improved in our society?
Apparently, it has really tried to improve because my president, Council David, has done his level best. And at the same time, all over Uganda, the president, Henry Wall, has also helped a lot in giving, let's say, the accountability, the trustworthy, the transparency of the rule of law, in that she has enforced the human rights to be practically enforced within Uganda. And this is in a situation in which the laws of the country are to be obeyed by everyone, the rich and the poor. And at the same time, if we are to consider Article 21, which talks about the equality and freedom from discrimination, it has helped all the Ugandans to realize that indeed they have all the rights to appreciate what rule of law has enforced on the ground. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Council Sylvia. You have answered very well. Is it applied? Its applicability or its restriction? So, Council David, briefly tell us about its applicability and its restriction. Thank you.
Thank you very much. This sounds to be a subjective question, since the way a person looks at the rule of law depends on how he understands the concept. But to me, I would say to some extent, to a small extent, the rule of law is applied in Uganda. Because, number one, it is applied in such a way that the major principles are seen in the Constitution. They have been imposed in the Constitution. And to some extent, we go by them. The judiciary is independent to some extent. The law is supreme. Equality before the law is applicable in Uganda, though with limitations. We have seen laws being made which are discriminatory, targeting some political groups vis-a-vis the others. We have seen where the judiciary has not been independent. For example, in 2005, in the Black Mamba incident, where Vesga had been granted bail, and the armed officers came dressed in black, and they rearrested him upon stepping outside court. This was seen as a rape to the judiciary. Remember, bail is an agreement or cognizance between an accused person and court, that should he fail to appear in court at a specified time, then this person shall pay some money together with the sureties as a fine. So even an accused person has a wide range of rights as seen under Article 23. So where there is abuse of these human rights as seen under Chapter 4 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda 1995 as amended, we cannot ably conclude that we have the rule of law in Uganda. Therefore, we have the rule of law in Uganda being applied in Uganda to some extent, whereas to another extent we have seen violations of the rule of law. However, we still have hope that we shall push to the better. I call upon these leaders to work hard to ensure that such principles are followed strictly. The laws they make should be fair, they should be just, they should not be discriminatory. I mean, these laws should be uniform in application and uniform in nature.
Thank you so much, Council David. You have heard what you have said about the its applicability and its restriction. So, and the rule of law has been applied to the observation of democracy, and as Article 1 talks about democracy, Article 1 provides that people shall exercise their sovereignty according to the Constitution. Which will mean that people have the right to be represented in the parliament and also to choose their leaders. It's their right, no one can take it. And it has been also applied through the observation of human rights. Council Sylvia, how do you talk about that point, human rights? Yeah.
In simple terms, I would elaborate human rights under Chapter 4 of the Constitution of Uganda, 1995 as amended. And in the Constitution, under Constitution of Uganda, under Chapter 4, we say the rights of children, rights of women, we say equality, we say there are around 44 chapters, articles under that. So we should indeed try to appreciate, in case of anything, endeavor to take note, check in the Constitution. As a citizen of Uganda, you have all the rights to read and understand the Constitution of Uganda. At the same time, most especially Chapter 4, because it encloses each and everything about human rights. Then in concluding, I would like to say that rule of law in simple terms is all about everyone is equal under the law.
Yes.
And in that matter, we need to stand up and say no one is under the law except otherwise. Because apparently, as my fellow comrade has told us, that apparently rule of law is exercised to some extent and some other extent. But we should actually target that rule of law should be enforced all over, not to some extent. That's all I can say. Thank you very much. Hope to hear from you very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome. Yeah, welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the job. Thank you, Council David. So, we are right to conclude. Yeah, in a few words, Council David.
Thank you very much. We call upon government agencies, we call upon citizens, we call upon the arms of government to ensure that there is strict observance and adherence to the law, because the law is an instrument of justice in society. We cannot live without the law. We cannot live without policies to guide us and show us direction. And it is on this background that I thank my brother Alinda Hosea that he has created this platform where we share with the people a little principles about the law. At least somebody could be guided about something he didn't know, and he gets to learn some new thing in the law. So thank you very much. I'm humbled. Thank you very much. The media coverage, I'm humbled. Thank you for the great work. And to the viewers, call upon your neighbors, call upon your colleagues to subscribe to this YouTube channel. And of course, a lot will always be shared in our weekly broadcasts. Thank you very much.
Thank you. You're welcome. Council Sylvia, yeah, how can you advise those people who are studying Bachelor of Laws, writing laws, those people doing certificate? There are those people in different universities, they are doing law, so they also like to benefit. So how can you advise them in a few words? How can you also advise the society? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Council Hosea. In simple terms, how I would term it, it's all about hope, love, and passion of the law. We need to love what we are doing as law students, first and foremost. We need to appreciate the authorities. We need to appreciate the concepts on the ground, let's say the outreaches of where we teach other people who don't know the law to appreciate the law within. we need to come up with the debates, so we need to participate in the debates. We need to be so effectively ready and set for the world awaits for us. So in this matter, as law students, we have to stand up and defend the law, no matter what, because we are the law as ourselves. We need to do it for ourselves and for the rest of the people. Then as for the society, as we are the students of the law, the society should work hand in hand. We are going to work hand in hand with the society so that they should also come to some extent and stand up and say, yes, we can do this because the law is there for us. I've realized that the society has lost hope in the law. Us as the law students, we need to show them that there is way, there is a light in the law, and we have to give them that hope and the light. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be on this YouTube channel, and hope we should work hand in hand to do our best and make the law bloom, not only in Uganda but all over the world. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councillor Sylvia. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, those who are viewing us. We thank God so much for this time He has granted to us. Thank you so much. We wish you the best. We shall meet next time. Bye.